Hello and welcome back to another video, and today, as you've probably seen by the title and thumbnail, we are doing 500cc 2-stroke versus the 4-strokes category. So that does go all the way up to 2012, so hopefully there won't be any 2012 riders in the race, but there probably will be. So what I've done is I've put the Repsol Honda from 1999 into this category, basically just a shortcut to do it. So what players doing then, we're doing Sachsenring because that probably gives us the best chance of being somewhat competitive, and we'll head straight into this race then. So here we are then, down on the grid, and on pole position is Casey Stoner, the 2011 version, so that is an 800 bike. We've got Nicky Hayden alongside him in second place, and that's a 990cc. So we've already got two different types of bikes in here. Obviously then there's three with our 500. Hopefully there's no 1000s. Obviously Christian Mullen also here is on an 800cc bike. It's a 2007 Suzuki, which was the first year of the 800cc regulations. And obviously here we are in 22nd place. Obviously, like I said, I picked Sachsenring because it doesn't focus too much on straights. Obviously, I'd say if you remember back, but it was years ago. I don't even remember it actually happening. I just know it from seeing it more recently. Sachsenring was basically the track where the 500cc bikes could keep up with the 990s. So 500cc bikes were still allowed to be raced in the first year. I think maybe even halfway into the second year as well of the 990 regulations. And this was the one track where they were actually somewhat competitive and were fighting for the win against the 990s. But let's get this race started then. Hopefully we can try and climb up the order a little bit here as doing. And if Crivier's in the race, it'll be interesting to see if he can get up the order too. Yeah, so Crivier's actually in 4th place on the grid, so it'll be interesting to watch what Crivier does in this race. So Casey Stone obviously on pole position, Barros on the front row as well, so another 990 then. So obviously we've got no riding aids at all because it's a 500. So lights and away we go. Look at the amount of power they've got compared to me. I mean, I got bad starts on the 500s anyway when we did the historic challenges. Oh, the bike has really wanted to wheelie. I think that's Crivier on the left-hand side that's already dropped through the order. So it looks like we are going to struggle here, especially since I'm not great at riding these bikes. But Crivier's almost dropped down to the back already. So perhaps we need to try and start on pole or something. And I've crashed. Never mind that. You didn't see anything. I didn't crash at all. Right, so here we go then into the Omega curve. Crivier stuck on the outside, it looks like, so he's dropped from 4th place almost down to last. And obviously we haven't made any progress. The bike feeling pretty atrocious right now. I put a medium rear on because I didn't want it to get too hot, but that was probably a mistake. There's been a crash in the middle. Loris Capirossi on the Ducati's down, so we are going to beat someone by the looks of it. And to be honest, we are somewhat keeping up with this section. So obviously off the line we were way slower. We're sort of through these long curves. We're actually not too far behind. So Crivier losing quite a bit of time. So around the outside of Crivier then, so we've passed our teammate. So Crivier's lost a lot of time. There's some more Repsol Hondas in front of us. Toru Okawa on the 990. Up the inside of Toru Okawa then. So we've actually overtaken a 990 on this 500 here then. So this has gone a bit better than when we did this against the modern day GP. So around the outside down the waterfall, past Dovizioso. Edwards up next and Simoncelli. Oh, we picked up a bit of damage. We've hit Edwards a bit wide. Hopefully Edwards won't crash, but he might because we definitely put him on a bad line there. We've got a good run. Side by side with Marco Simoncelli. Down towards the final corner then. So Sete Gibernau just ahead of us. And we've gone in way too hot. We've hit Gibernau as well. And oh dear. Oh, that's critical damage as well, we're out. We'll try that one again then, shall we? Obviously, I was actually going not too badly, so waiting for the lights to go out here. Lights are out and away we go. Once again, we got an awful start compared to the, obviously, the 4-strokes. Oh, massive wheelie. So obviously, 2-strokes inherently have more power, but what they did was to counter that was to make just bigger engines for 4-strokes. So as you can see, Alex Crivier already losing a lot of time off the start again. I think he's almost had a high side in the middle of the pack, actually. That is another thing, obviously. Most of these bikes have got more electronics as well since they are more advanced. And the 500 is really at a disadvantage. It'd be interesting if we could get that the 500 Suter. And we've crashed again. Yeah, as I was saying, it'd be interesting if we could get that 500 Suter. Oh, Crivier! Oh no, it's not Crivier. It's Toru Okawa's gone down. So I thought it was Alex Crivier going down, but it's not. It'd be interesting if we could get that 500cc Suter because that seems very fast. And that could actually probably keep up with these, probably beat them as well. Because considering this is not even the newest 500 in the game as well, I probably should have gone for the Valentino Rossi one or the Max Biaggi one or something. But Crivier is still in front of us at the minute, so we're not going to pass him as early as we did last time. We've got past Crivier now, so up into 20th place, obviously because Okawa crashed. But once again, we're really catching up through the curve section. Up the inside through the waterfall, past a couple of riders. Down the hill then, getting past Sete Gibernau. Marco Simoncelli up next, hitting the brakes. Nice and early to not have another crash into this corner. So we're up into 17th, but again on the power, that's Dovizioso looking at the inside on another Repsol Honda. So many Repsol Hondas in this game, but I suppose it's because it's such an iconic team. It's been around for so many years, and once again another high side, but this time it's not terminal. So yeah, it does mess with the physics a little bit, that's why I keep crashing. It doesn't work quite the same as the 500s do in the 500s class. Casey Stoner's now gone down. I've just been knocked off. Who knocked me off? It was Simoncelli. Simoncelli hit me at the back, right, so... I don't mind using rewinds for a video like this, but Stoner's down, so I don't know whereabouts... Oh! That's a horrendous accident! Oh! And we've had contact with Colin Edwards now as well, so we're down to 18th. Oh, there is a lot of riders off. Don't know what's happened here. Crivier's has come flying past us, so Crivier's back past us here, up into 16th. We're going around the outside of Crivier into turn 1. Is Crivier going to pull it down to the apex? He actually is, surprisingly enough, but we're back up the inside of Crivier, so we don't really want to be fighting Crivier here, but he's still fighting us. And we're still trying to hang it around the outside. No one being super aggressive here. By the way, obviously we kind of have to be. We don't want to lose so much time. We picked up the damage. Doing and Crivier both waving their hands at each other. They're not happy. These two obviously big rivals back in the 90s. We've just had a terrible corner there. Obviously we've got a massive penalty as well. But yeah, the physics... Oh, okay. So yeah, the physics aren't behaving correctly. Like quite... Like, it doesn't feel exactly the same as the 500. I think it's just because they're on different tyres than they should be. I think that's the main problem. So the bikes do crash a lot easier than... they would normally. I mean, the 500 is not easy to ride anyway. We're looking for a move on Crivier here, but he's really holding me up, so we're getting on the power. There we go, straight past Crivier, so I want to try and latch back onto that group in front. There's a big, obviously, group. Obviously, a lot of them crashed at the last corner on the previous lap. So down towards this left-hander then, the Saxon curve. Gibber making a move on Simoncelli. Is that Dovizioso being squeezed out to the left-hand side, right-hand side, sorry, not left. Look how far we've left Crivier behind. And I'll probably lose all that time to Crivier again. It's been a crash. Oh, it's Gibernau in the middle of the pack. We've hit Gibernau. That is... Oh, so is Crivier. Crivier's also hit Gibernau. So this has been absolute carnage. So then Nicky Hayden actually won this race. So yet again, another Repsol Honda. Up towards the line then. So 22.6 we did on that last lap. Obviously, we did get a bit of damage, so we lost a bit of time. So lots of retirements then. And once again, lots of Repsol Hondas. Crivier was out. Stoner was out. Ukawa was out. Melange was out. I do want to have a look what happened at that last corner when Stoner crashed, and then we'll do it again because we can have a little bit of a better attempt at it. Obviously there was so much carnage, it kind of made it a bit difficult to stay with the pack. So on board with Stoner then, he's coming through this corner, massive high side, his bike just slides back into the track, he gets smacked by, I think it was a Kawasaki there. I'm not sure how everybody else crashed, I'm guessing there was just more separate crashes. So this is on board with Nakano then. You can see Stoner's bike crash. Nakano gets absolutely smacked by it. Down he goes. I think he gets collected by somebody else. So that's how the bikes ended up on the grass halfway down the straight then. He actually got back on, surprisingly enough. So this is on board with Melange then. You can see Nakano gets hit. So does Roberts, but Roberts stays on and then Melange's bike absolutely gets collected. And then you can see Nakano's bike just sliding across. But I think that was it. I don't think anybody else got caught up in it. So here we go then, trying it once again. Hopefully it goes a little bit better this time, a little bit less carnage. Again, we've not got a great start. I think I'm just really bad at starting the 500s. Obviously we get massive wheelies as well. And obviously, like I said before, the physics aren't quite right as well when you're playing with it like this, because it's modded. Oh, I've gone into the gravel. It doesn't help how I keep making mistakes, to be honest, but we're not too far behind the pack this time. Obviously, Crivier's not actually dropped through as much. Oh, Crivier's almost had a high, so you have to be really careful on the throttle on the lean over, because that's where it seems to kind of slide out underneath you when you do this kind of mod. So we've got past Colin Edwards. We've actually passed Edwards before we've passed Crivier. Crivier's kind of holding up some of the other Repsol Hondas. Oh, no, Dovey! So we went underneath Dovizioso, slid the rear, kind of had to sit the bike up and just sort of went into his path, and that was unfortunately enough to have me down. So we'll undo that one then. I know I'm using a lot of rewinds in this video, but it's just sort of trying to see what you can do with this bike, and it'd be a bit annoying if I had to restart every time I crashed. Right, so trying to get the inside of Ukawa now. So up into 17th and 16th places. Let's see if I can try and get past Crivier now. There's been a crash behind. It's Caparossi. But I think it's behind anyway. It doesn't look like he's in front of us. Oh, okay. I might have had Pedrosa off. I might have had Pedrosa off, maybe. So past Gibernau then. Picked up a little bit of damage around the outside. Probably should have just turned damage off for this. I don't already know why I kept on. Around the outside of another Repsol Honda. Oh, look at this. This line here through the waterfall. Almost hitting into Marco Melange. Hitting Max Biaggi sort of out the way there. I was in the very first revision of the 990. Looking at the inside of Melange. Oh, we've kind of sat him up. But we're up into 11th place. If we could get into the top 10 at any point of the race, regardless if that's where we finish, that would be fantastic. So up the inside of Troy Bayliss. Up into the top 10 then. Oh, the rear slided so much, the bike wheeling so much as well. And yeah, of course we crashed. And we took out about half the field by the looks of it. So if we pretend that didn't happen, then we're in 10th place. Rossi on the 2003 Honda, I think that is, up next. And we're actually in the top 10 on the 500, which is obviously, you know, it's been helped by the rewinds, it's been helped by the several attempts. Obviously, I have got to try and bed in with the bike. Obviously, like I've said, lots and lots of times, the physics are a little bit weird currently as well. because of obviously the wrong tyres and things like that. But Biaggi's looking at the inside of us. So here we go down the hill towards the Saxon curve. We are actually gaining on Valentino. We could get beyond 10th place here if we get a good exit. But I think we're just going to lose too much through the last corner because the bike just wheelies too much. If I can keep the front down a little bit, I'll see what I can do on the exit here. See if I can use some strategies from Career. It's kind of worked in a way. We've actually got a bit of a gap over Biaggi. So we might be able to attack Rossi on this last lap. So here we go then. Side by, oh, we couldn't quite get alongside Valentino. Here we go then towards the curved sections of the circuit. Trying to get the inside of Rossi. This is where the 500 makes its time up because it's very nimble through the corners. And so unfortunately that pursuit of 10th place just ended because my controller decided to stop working. So it kept the input of the throttle in. So it just made me ram into the back of Valentino. And then I couldn't use a rewind or anything because I got critical damage. So please, please Milestone, make it so if you get critical damage you can still use the rewind. That's probably the main reason you'd want to use it in the first place as well. But yeah, my controller is getting a little bit dodgy now. It happened online the other day when I wasn't recording, I was just playing. It has been okay since, but it seems to have done it again. It's now working fine, as you can see in the menus. If you look in the bottom left, you can see the Xbox sort of buttons are being told those are the controls. So I think we also took Rossi out of the race by the looks of it. But we were definitely on course for at least 9th place in that one. So it is a little bit unfortunate the video had to end like that, but not a lot I can do, to be honest. So I'll show you the replay. If I didn't already put the footage in, I might not have done. So here we are on board with myself as McDurn. We're looking for the inside move from Valentino. We're actually getting a really good run on him. And it's this point here where the controller disconnects. We just ram straight into the back of him. We go absolutely cartwheel into the barrier. In fact, we fell through the ground. But that was it then. We were out of the race. So that is really, really frustrating that the video had to end like that. But obviously we'd already got one race out of it. We would have got a top 10 then on the 500. So if you want me to try this again, do let me know. It is best to do it at this track just because this is pretty much the only track where it's feasible. Laguna Seca, maybe you can make up the times through the corners there as well on the 500. Just trying to think. Places like Austria, definitely not. I tried that before, thinking that it was short tracks, so they wouldn't want to get too far away, but I forgot that it was all about the straights. So any tracks that, basically Yamaha tracks actually would work, so maybe Le Mans wouldn't be too bad as well. It's definitely interesting to try. Obviously, just any tracks really where the 500s would have worked in real life probably will work in the game as well, because it is quite similar. But I hope you have enjoyed that video then. Hopefully it's not too short or anything like that. Obviously, I don't know until this point. I've got career mode coming out again tomorrow, and I have seen a comment saying that they'd like to see some more race time in the career mode now. That'll probably take effect from the episode after that because I've already recorded the career mode previously, but I'll try and include more of the race from now on because I do understand, yeah, qualifying for 10 minutes and 5 minutes race, it's not really so good, so I'll try and include more of the race, maybe a little bit less of the qualifying as well, maybe not showing every single lap that I do. But yeah, like I said, I hope you did enjoy that video then, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, hope you're all staying safe, and I shall see you in the next video.